See if I can get my coffee right and take a good look at this sexy, beautiful redhead with the beautiful eyes.
Thank you, sir.
Oh,
Well,
and
I'm
premium
going
smoke.
to.
This is not a premium smoke episode.
uh,
I know she dressed for the assignment, but that ain't the assignment today. Hey, how you doing today, gorgeous?
I am doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing fine. So, and how have your weekend been? How have your year been so far? Mine been touch and go this year for the start.
Yeah, it's been what a heavy year already, right?
In every which way the word out this piece.
It sure is. It sure is.
So now let's start here. What makes you a trophy wife? And please explain to my smokers what a trophy wife is.
Well, I'm going to join you in smoking. So, trophy wife usually has like a negative
I was thinking,
connotation to it, right? So it kind of was a joke, like a play on all of the people that would accuse me of being that, being that quintessential trophy wife. So it was kind of a play on that. A fan actually gave me the name. I was just Natasha, and then a fan actually was the one who was like, "Hey, what about you are like a trophy wife? Like you should be. That should be your name." So that's what we changed it.
so what makes a trophy wife? What type of female do they call a trophy wife?
It's somebody. It's like eye candy on your arm. It's just having something beautiful draped on your arm to escort you everywhere and be your beautiful little arm
Well,
candy.
the description definitely fits it. It's funny because she's the only lady that uses trophy wife.
Hmm.
Everybody else is hot wife, milf, or what have you. And do you think that makes you stand out a little bit more because
I hope so. I
because,
hope so.
I
Um,
think a lot of females don't want to use trophy wife because of the negative connotation.
that's why it has like this negative connotation, and I kind of wanted to take the word back and kind of make it mine. You want to call me that? Okay, I'll be that.
Oh my god, guys! So I looked. I said, so I said she's brilliant because nobody's using trophy wife.
No, I really don't see anybody doing it,
Oh,
so
they
I'm
know
glad it is just
hot
me.
wife, everything else but trophy wife. And and for you, how much do you play into that?
As much as I can. And it's not really, I don't um I play into it as much as whoever I am, talking to or what wants me to, Some some of my fans aren't really into thinking of me as being married. They want to think of me as single and available, so they don't really play into that. And then
Mm.
the other ones who kind of have a little thing for the married, they'll I'll play into that, of course, and it's fun.
Yeah, because it's like now it's crazy in this day and age. Ladies can disclose they're married, and it don't hurt their business for so much.
Uh-huh.
Where early years, ain't no way in hell you can tell somebody you were married.
Well, the funny thing is that like I've been married for a really long time too. I got into the business much later, at a much later age than um most people do.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are retiring when I stepped in. So when
Not
they
no
find out
more.
when they find out I'm married and then my age, it's like a double whammy, like surprise.
But see, the beauty of it is, in this day and age, is a good whammy
Yeah,
because
I
the
I
game has
think
gotten
so.
older. People don't realize the older women are winning. The younger girls, they the ones that losing their mind, going crazy. Ooh, OnlyFans. Older women like, thank you, OnlyFans. Let's do this. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna ask you this. Then I'm gonna go into my particulars. Why is the older women winning, and why they can handle this business way better than the younger girls?
You know, I think it's a lot of different things. Experience for one thing, and you get to a certain age, and I don't know, all your give a fucks are gone. You just don't care anymore. You know, you get to a certain
Oh,
point where you don't care what other people think. You know that your life is finite. There's an end to it, and what is the point of living if you're not going to do what makes you happy? And so I think that's why the older the woman is, the like I said, the less fuck she has to give.
other words for my smokers, a woman's in her prime, her older age. Will y'all start with this bullshit? She's in her prime in 20, over the hill at 30, and no, no, because all you 20-year-olds want to fuck her.
Hmm. That's
Y'all
right.
don't want your own age. And with that being said, it's time to smoke this over and welcome to the Smokers Lounge. Two-time nominated Smokers Lounge. I am your host, wonderful host, Kevin Arbor Summer Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/porn rap star. Four sponsors to tell you about, and very soon, a fifth. Stay tuned. First off, eroticismmagazine.com. Go get your subscription. Blusherotica.com, award-winning, award-nominated voiceover with smut, and one of the hottest growing porn companies in this business. The Kinky Candle Company. That's right. This candle, they got you good whether you want wax play, because they got candles for that. And they even got candles that smell good when you want to set the mood with your lady. And if you need legal help, she's gorgeous, she's smart, she's the queen of law. I'm talking about Mitchell Ferrari. Links in the description. Go check them out. Also, you can check me out 5 days out the week at fullswapradio.com. Also, sgpradio.com, as well as skyhawkafterdarktv.com. Now, as you can see, and I hear you premium smokers, y'all gonna be hitting me in the DM. We'll get it to the premium smoke room, okay? But for right now, she's looking sexy. She's a gorgeous, beautiful redhead with a banging body, a body of a goddess. I'm talking about like Wonder Woman, like fitness model type shit. And don't let the young face fool you. She is very seasoned and she knows her way around a dildo. I'm talking about none other than one of the hottest hot wives in the game. But y'all know I don't introduce them. They got to introduce themselves. Tell them who you is, gorgeous.
Trophy wife Nat.
And there you go. So, now, with that being said, before we go into the time machine that got you into this thing, you are a lady that does, I think, camming, live shows, and most of your work is solo for the most part. Am I correct?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay. And for you, how much do you get off on your solos?
All the time.
Yeah, 'cause I think some females, and I mean, everyone got their reason, but it's like, how do you keep yourself motivated when you're doing your solo? When you
So this is like the most fun job I've ever had in my life. I don't even feel like I'm working. You
mm-hmm.
know, the the I'm doing everything. I'm basically a one woman production team.
Oh
Not
yeah.
only am I solo, I am producing everything, editing everything. I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing, from start to finish, it's me. Um, and I am having the time of my life. It is literally, I have the most fun. I'm meeting like the coolest, greatest people, and I get to live my dream of being an actress. I just didn't think it was going to be like a naughty actress, but I get to live my dream of being an actress, and I get to get off every day, multiple times a day.
What
Like,
you
how
don't realize,
fun.
and what America is scared of, is a sexually self-knowing, confident, and aware,
Yes.
experienced, and sexually free woman.
Yeah.
They don't want that.
No.
Period. Just keep it
No.
100.
They
You
don't want
know,
that at
and
all.
this is empowering because not only does it allow you to be your own boss,
Mm-hmm.
it allows you to be sexually free and express yourself sexually.
Yep.
While the rest of you motherfuckers are miserable.
That's right.
So, so with that being said, before we get into the empowering of it, what got you into doing this?
So it was, I was working in a dental office during COVID. I started out assisting and then I was, doing hygiene. I was cleaning teeth and everything. And it was exhausting. And a bunch of girlfriends and I were sitting around one day and we were laughing about, my long toes and my, sexy little feet. And they were like, you should sell feet pics. So we were just like messing around with it. And I set up an account and everything. And the next thing I know, it started like taking off. Um, and then it escalated from there. It went into, I made an account on All Things Worn and started selling like socks and pantyhose and panties and, all sorts of things. And then it started with the videos. And then I went to ManyVids and did really well there and just started doing the camming and just exploring everything and having fun with everything. I don't do anything that I don't want to do or anything that I'm not going to have fun with.
Now, the biggest misconception is that a lot of these girls that get into the business, they're broke, they're destitute. You heard all the bullshit. But for you,
Mhm.
this wasn't a broke situation. It was just you wanted to try a different lane.
I
You
just
know?
wanted to not bust my ass for a little amount of money and come home exhausted every day. I did something that I always wanted to do, but never tried to because I had kids. I was a mother, I was a wife, and was so worried about what society and everyone else thought of me that I never would have done it. If you told me 5 years ago I'd be doing this right now, I would have laughed at you.
I'm gonna tell you, smokers, why I'm laughing. I said this on the show. Every woman, no matter what color, race, or creed, would actually try to hand it this shit if they wasn't worried about being found out,
Or
judged,
judge.
and and losing something.
Mm-hmm.
Period. But
It's the truth. It really is. There's such a stigma, and even now I laugh sometimes being on Twitter, X,
yeah,
whatever it is, there's these accounts or men that follow these OnlyFans girls and then do nothing but call them names in
yeah,
the comments and stuff, and it's wild to me because it makes no sense. These girls are not hurting anyone, not
you know what I think it is. They
why.
get off the y'all cussing them out
I think so
because
too.
no, I thought about it. I said, wait a second.
I think you're right.
Why I'm gonna go through find this female and talk shit about it? No, as soon as she's in that video, fuck off, bitch. Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
she
I no,
do it
I do.
again.
I think you're right. I think there's some of them that really do.
Oh, so so for you, I when it got to the filming, right? How did you figure out what you were going to film, and what made you decide to do solos? Because
So
some
I
girls
started, well,
go ahead.
being married was, one thing, and he has a corporate job and all that, so he
Yeah,
wasn't interested in being on camera at all. And I was like, all right, well, it's just me, me and a tripod, and I started out on my iPhone, excuse me, and I started doing, it wasn't anything that was my ideas, and it's still to this day. Most of my work, I would say like 95% of it is custom. I
mm-hmm.
get commissioned to do this. It's like, hey, this is my idea. Can you do it for me? So most everything that I do is someone else's idea that we've collaborated on together and kind of, brought it to life, so to speak. So I start like basically, you give me the idea, we kind of work on what we're going to do, and then the day I film, it's a whole production because, like I said, it's just me. So it's me doing the camera work, me doing all the scripting, the acting, everything. Um, so sometimes it'll take a whole day just to do one video. I'm serious. It's a
and,
lot.
and we talk about the technicality of things on my podcast. Some of the other podcasts don't. Ladies, when they see the Twitter feed, they think
Hmm.
what you did was easy, a
Yeah.
snap, didn't take long.
Hmm.
Please explain to you the hell of filming a good solo scene.
Yeah, it's quite the work, and I've thought of setting up like my live stream camera just to show people what I kind of go through,
Mhm.
just to get the camera work right, and just and then working at home, the dog barks, the delivery driver, there's all kinds of things that
Yeah,
happen, and but it's a lot of work. It's not as easy as a lot of people think it is.
yeah. Because even though you're not doing boy girl, it's a semblance of boy girl. So, like, I was watching her ride the dick. I was like,
It's
hey,
like
I
that.
can
I do a lot of like point of view, so it's you're not
you
seeing
practically almost doing virtual
everything.
reality almost.
Yeah,
You
it's kind
practically
of, yeah,
almost doing it without just the virtual reality camera.
yeah, yeah, basically.
So shoot, so for you, how many toys you own?
How many? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
How many toys you own?
Oh my God. So I keep laughing and saying I'm going to like take them all out and put them on the bed and just sit in the middle and take like a picture because I
Uh,
can't even tell you. I had made a wish list and opened it up for people to just like add stuff or send me whatever without me, and that was a mistake. Because I got more. My God, if something ever happens to me, like whoever, I have already told my adult children,
yeah.
don't let your father clean this out. Don't come in here. There has to be, my God, 25, maybe more.
Mhm. Oh, you modest. I ain't even going front. I know some of the
I'm
guys.
not like,
They
I'm
got
not, and
big ass.
there's a lot still in the box. Like I haven't even opened them yet. There's
So,
just, there's so many.
so how do you choose which one to use for what scene?
So it depends on what I'm doing. So like honestly, my favorite, most stable one is the torso one because that one
Yeah.
doesn't move. You know what I mean? It's not going anywhere. But it depends on the scene and the angle that I gotta go at. It's all technical. I
Mhm.
keep trying to find and if anybody like knows of where this is, you gotta like tell me. Like almost like how like a mic boom arm is, but
Yeah.
something that I can suction the dildo on that'll
Yeah.
hold it
Yeah.
in place. You know what I mean? I gotta find something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, shit. Well, you could get a fuck machine, but that's basically what you're talking about. Almost.
I need someone to weld something together for me.
Oh no, it. I know you're talking about. It's kind of like it's a stick. You can put it like you might can put it against the wall, but it's stable enough
Yeah,
to
I
where
need
the
some,
dildo
that
is
right,
on
where
it.
I don't have to put it on something. I have
Yeah,
it like mobile, so I can do different scenes and stuff. Yeah, because it gets a little tough trying to make camera angles without breaking the illusion that it's not like, at that because a lot of the point of view, the whole point of it is to make it look like you're fucking them, not a toy. So if you show the toy, it kind of breaks the whole
yeah, yeah.
illusion. So you
So,
gotta be creative.
so with your customs, because I know you do custom, but you also have content that you shoot.
Hmm.
So when it comes to the content, not the custom, how do you come up with the ideas for your scenes? Because from watching I see you try to switch it up. I even see you might even implement storylines. Cause I really love like the teacher one. That
Mhm,
shit.
that was a custom.
Yeah. So for you, how do you come up with the ideas and as well as the storyline?
So if I see something or I have taken inspiration from others that I've seen that I thought, oh, I would be good at that. Like
Mm,
I know the things that I'm good at and the things that I'm
mm,
really convincing when I'm doing, and I know the things that I struggle with. So I try
mm,
to, when I'm doing something on my own, I try to
mm,
do something that I know is like in my wheelhouse, something that I'm
mm,
really good at, something that I know that I am like super confident in, that I'm going to command the camera. That is more what I'll go for. So I guess it's the easy way out, doing the stuff that I'm really good at, versus the stuff that I'm not so
mm,
comfortable with, or not feeling like I'm so,
mm.
you know what I
And
mean?
and also, how often do you film to keep up with updates to keep
Oh
your site
gosh.
updated?
So I film Mondays and Tuesdays, are my two VIP days. So those are the guys that support me in the contests,
Mm,
or um, over tip me in my live shows and stuff. I take care of them. So there's two dedicated days to them. So I
mm,
film every Monday and Tuesday.
mm,
Um, Wednesday, I try to do a mix of stuff where I film a little bit of, safer work, or promo content, and
mhm,
then do some custom work.
mm,
And then, so usually it's 5 days a week. It depends. Sometimes I get behind if I have like a contest. ManyVids has a lot of contests
mhm,
that go on. So if you vote in the contest, you can get my custom work for like a deep discount.
mhm.
So sometimes I get a little behind, so I end up filming on like a Saturday. But I try to take 1 or 2 days.
But see, what I like is you treating it as a business. You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying? You're making a schedule. You maximizing your time. You
yeah,
know.
I am. I have myself down to a routine, especially because being at home, you can fall
Mm,
into a trap where
yeah.
you're scrolling TikTok and fucking off. So I try to make myself have a routine where, thankfully, I have the dog. So, she'll make sure I get up in the morning. We got to go for a walk. We get our
Mhm,
coffee. We do, I
mhm.
even down to working out. That's part of my business, looking good and working out as part of that. So I actually build that into my
You better
schedule.
have a workout video somewhere.
I keep hearing that. I got to do
I
this.
don't know why the females that work out, especially with the body all y'all have to do is a butt naked yoga,
So, well, here, this is one of my VIPs.
butt
He's
naked
going to laugh when he
Pilates.
watches this too, because they always say this. My favorite thing to work out on is I have this mini trampoline that I jump
Mhm.
on. And they keep saying to me, can you film that? Can you please film? So I have to remember, I have to film it. I'm gonna try to film that tomorrow.
Oh my god! So now let's get to the crux of things because see, in normally these interviews, it's certain questions I can ask, but see, I can't answer those questions because she doesn't do boy girl. So for one, um, you and your husband are y'all swingers, poly, in the lifestyle?
Nope, no, it's just him and I. We're like completely monogamous, have been this whole time. Um, Gosh, we've been married for a long time. We just passed on, what is it, 2025? Oh my God, 28 years.
Now, I mean, I don't know if you listen to the YouTubes, TikToks. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm here to kill misconceptions, but this is one of the best ones because see, when you have a swinging couple, they swing, poly, even
Uh-huh.
though they probably might be traditional as fuck. He don't want her to be on video, but it's poly. Well, y'all straight vanilla as it comes, other than
Hmm.
the freaking sex y'all might have together. So when the conversation came up of you actually getting on camera doing solos, how did that conversation go? How was it brought up? And the whole nine.
So like I said, we've been married for a long time. He's like my very best friend. So I just said, hey, I've been asked to do this, what do you think? And as he has always said, well, who the hell am I to tell you what to do? You want to do it, do it. Um, so I did. And the rest is history. Like I said, he and I are like thick as thieves. So
So no, because see, you hear the red pill fuckers, you know, oh, the man would probably be upset after a while or what have you. For him, do he get a kick out of knowing his woman is wanted like that?
oh yeah, he said he gets in bed all the time, and he looks over at me and he smiles and he's like, "I'm like in bed with a porn star."
See, and and because it's kind of like they make it seem like men cannot handle their woman doing this business. Now, understand,
I
granted,
mean, there are definitely men that can't handle it for sure.
Mhm.
Um, but there are plenty of men that can.
Yeah.
It's and I'm not saying that there may have never been any kind of. I don't pretend to speak for him. I don't pretend that there may have been any kind of a pang of jealousy or this or that. But at the end of the day, who's in bed next to him? I am.
Well, I
So
mean, one, you're not. Well, you using the dildo.
right, I'm not
Yeah,
right. I'm
but,
not.
yeah.
I'm not. It's
But not
me.
only that, but there's some motherfucker had an issue with that. For real.
There's there actually there's a lot of guys that have an issue with that a lot more than I ever realized but no we're cool as fuck. He's not the best cameraman and he gets distracted too easily, so
I'm
I
pretty
kind of keep
sure.
him out of that part of it.
So now, let's just say, because she's a beautiful woman, and there is the call of the porn, full blown.
Mhm,
All
mhm.
right. One, it's a two-part question. One, have you ever thought about it? And two, how do one not fold to the pressure? Because you get what I'm saying? Because even
Mhm.
to where when the offers start coming, the
Right,
names start coming.
right,
You feel me?
yeah.
It sometimes people, it ain't even the wife, it's the husband. He's like, you had no bitch. Who?
I can
Every
definitely
so
see, yeah, I can definitely see him being like, yeah, go do that. I've had a couple of offers thus far. I am not looking to do any collaboration with men. I would do a girl that I would definitely do. And I would consider
Ah,
doing like
why
paid
did I
speaker
think that?
thing.
I got a couple of girls I love to see you with. But anyway, go ahead.
I mean, I would do that. But yeah, I like um I like being the self-produced. I like doing it on my own terms, being in control of my own work, owning my own work. I like that aspect of it. But yeah, as far as collaboration goes, yeah, another girl for sure. But I won't be doing any boy girls. So
Because
sorry.
I think, because see, I have talked to vanilla couples where the wife does porn and the husband don't do shit, and vice versa. You know,
Hmm.
so if if it came down, how would, if a lady was going to, let's say, was in your position like this, and let's say she did want to do it, what advice would you give her to how to step to her husband and the whole nine? You feel what I'm coming from? Because it's also about the conversation, and
Right.
they have to understand, just like, yes, it's enjoyable, but it's work. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, and that's the thing. You have to go at it as if there's two ways to look at it. You can go at if you're going to try to make a go of it where you make money, then you got to look at it as it's a business like anything else, and it's work. It's not, you know, people are paying you their hard-earned money for you to make them a 10-15 minute video, you better work to make sure that that's good. They're handing you over hundreds of dollars. You
Yeah.
know, you got to make it good. And that's work. It's a lot of, like I said, one video, 1 20-minute video can take all day. When you think about when your hair, your makeup, setting up, getting the camera angles right, you know, and then, like I said, if you're working at home and you're not in a soundproof studio, you got to contend with neighbors and dogs and, you know, the things happening. So you have to redo scenes, you know, shit happens.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do it as a business, you have to go at it and say, if you're going to go to a husband and say, I want to do this, you have to go at it as it's work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you're going at it from that, it's just, this is for fun and I just want to do this for fun. Um, like I always say to anybody, because my family all knows what I do. My kids are adults; they know, you know, everybody knows. And you know, I always joke, like with my mom and my sisters, I'm like, I'm not fucking anyone else, just myself, you know.
No, look, that was funny because the smokers probably laughed and said, "We heard that from Bob's mouth before." Because
It's
yeah,
right?
because some females don't get it twisted. Even single ones do solos just
Mhm.
for the purpose of
Oh yeah, and
if
it's
the
not
family find out, I can just say, "Well, I'm fucking myself."
right, and it's not just because of my husband. I mean, my husband is a big part of that, but it's not just because of my husband. I'm quite happy
Mm-hmm.
with what I'm doing, you know, with where I'm at. Um, it would be hot to do a girl collab, you know, and I'm sure everyone would like that. I don't think that would be like frowned upon by
Oh
anyone.
no, not even the other one be mad at that one. He be like,
Yeah,
"You
I
might
don't
want
think
to stay
anyone's gonna be mad.
in direct."
But yeah, that's just me because of my own. And like I said, I'm happy doing my own thing. You know, no one's telling me what to do. I'm in control of everything, and I like it that way.
See, I always said that for a woman to be successful and have long term success and make money in this business, and
Hmm.
you're not doing boy girl content, you have to be heavy into webcamming and kinks and fetishes.
And you got to be good at what you're doing. You know, you can't just, and I've seen it a lot where, you know, these girls just phone it in. They do the video just to get it done and go through the motions. You know, there's shit in the background. There's, you know what I mean? There's noise. There's, you know, they just don't care. You have to care. You got to give a shit, and otherwise you're not going to make it. You know.
Yeah. Speaking about giving a shit, the one thing I would talk about is the presentation, right? And I'm currently looking at her page. I can't pull up a page, people, but they just say it's wonderful to look at. That you understand the effect of being a sex symbol. So for you, how much did you have to learn to be sexy?
So it's funny because when I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
um, people would always say, God, you're so sexy. And I'd be like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, what do you mean? I don't even know what I'm doing. Um, but now, of course, yeah, of course, now after all this experience, I know how to turn it on. You know, I know how to turn the eyes on. I know how to turn on the charm of it. But I don't know, that's something that I've played with my whole life, trying to be you know,
Yeah, because you don't phone it. Let's keep it one. We keep it 100 on my damn show, okay? You done went down the page and seen how some of these girls phone in these pictures. And you know what I mean by phone in. It's just you actually do poses. You look like a model that just happens to do this. Not you get what I'm saying.
Thank you. That's
It's
really sweet.
because I tell people you have to create a package that's going to make the fans invest
Yeah.
in you emotionally as well as financially. First, emotionally. So for
Mhm.
you, how much do you practice your posing and the whole nine? Because like I said, when I look at your, I don't know if you have a cameraman, you do it yourself, but the
No,
shit
it's all me.
look
It's
like
all me.
professionally shot. You would
Oh, thank
pose, don't make this
you.
shit. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's super sweet. Well, I have always had an interest in photography, and I used to always mess around with the camera and take pictures and stuff and all that stuff. Just never of myself. So when I started doing this, I don't know if it's my ADHD, my little autistic tendencies or whatever, but when I do something, I like deep dive into it. Like I have to know everything about it. So I researched, I bought books, all kinds of stuff. And I briefly, before I got pregnant, I did model a little bit. So I did have
Aha!
a little bit of,
Aha!
just a little,
I
just
knew
a
I
little,
saw it.
just a little.
I knew I saw it. How tall are you?
I'm short though. I know everyone thinks I'm so tall because my
How
legs
tall are
are
you?
long, but you're not even going to believe me. I'm like 5'3 3/4". I am super short. I'm
No, I know what
tiny.
it is. You got long legs. That's
I
what it
have
is.
I have long legs and everybody and on camera. And even sometimes when I see myself on camera, I'm like, damn, I look really tall, but I'm not.
I think she's like a good 5'9". It's
No,
kind
I
of like
lied and
that.
said 5'4" on my license, but I'm not even 5'4".
Oh my god. So shoot. So with you now, let's talk about kinks and fetishes, right? So because remember you said it started with people talking about with your feet.
Yep.
Please, people think once again it's easy to make money in the kink and fetish.
No, it's not.
And so I would like for you to speak to one the kinks that you have mastered and that you offer, and how hard is it to get the kink over?
So I have a little saying that I always like to open with: as long as no one is getting hurt, this is my philosophy. I don't ever yuck on anyone else's yum. So I'm open to most stuff. There's a few things that I won't do. I don't mess around with any kind of bathroom content or
Okay. No
fluids in
fat, no
that
pee.
way. um, but as far as the other stuff, like who am I to judge anybody? So I feel like I just jump head first, and if it's something that I can master, then more power, to me. JOI I've gotten down pat.
I can see that. But now, when you do your JOY, do you demonstrate on the dildo or you just talk it?
It depends on what they want. I've done both. I've done where I've done a few where I didn't even take any clothes off. I just talked the whole time. I've done some where I demonstrate, some where I just, demonstrate myself. It depends on what they want.
Yeah,
It depends on
because
what they want. A big one lately is stepmommy and mommy too, and yours
why I'm not
truly is like
surprised.
the quintessential mommy here. So
And,
that's
and,
been something
and
I didn't expect I would do. I actually, when I first started, I turned down a lot of the stuff because I have an adult son, so it was a little.
and see that's the other thing too, that in order to do this business, you got to kind of untrain yourself from a
Yes,
lot of things that we were taught
yes.
that was not correct. By digress, y'all know
Oh,
how I feel
yeah,
about it.
no, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So how much you
But
had to teach yourself in a lot of ways?
I did, and I had to. I've always been pretty open minded and pretty non-judgmental. And like I said, as long as you're not hurting anyone, I'm a mind my own business kind of gal. You do you, I'm gonna do me, and as long as no one's getting hurt, I'm gonna mind my business. So I've never really been like too judgmental about things. Will I find things weird or strange? Of course. I mean, that's like
You're
human nature,
human.
right?
You're human.
But
That's bad.
I will never make anybody feel bad for it. You know what I mean? I'm never gonna, even if it's something that I don't want to do, I'll tell you I'm not gonna do it because I'm not comfortable doing it, but I'm not gonna do it in a way that's gonna make you feel bad about it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna shame anybody. I'm not gonna make anybody feel any kind of way about their kinks. We all got weird kinks, right?
Yeah. And see too also, for you, what kinks and fashions that you would like to dibble and dabble into that you haven't dibble dabbled into yet?
So I started doing more like femdom stuff, which I've never been.
Mm.
I'm not a mean person, so I don't like to be mean to
You could
anybody.
be a
So it's
mommy
hard
dom.
for me to that humiliation kink and stuff. That is
You
hard
can
for
be a mommy dom because you're already doing the step. Because if you want to be technical about it, the stepmom and mommy is actually you actually already doing it.
you're right.
And
It
actually,
really is. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. No, and being that kind of dom I can do. It's more of these like humiliation kinks where they want you to be like mean to them. I can't do that. I can't like call someone names or like, you know what I mean? It's just I can't pull that off. The one thing about me, I don't have a poker face. You can always see what I am thinking on my face. If my words aren't saying it, my face is.
so do you squirt?
Very rarely. Very rarely. I
Oh,
think I've caught it like 2 or 3 times on camera.
so is it a drizzle or a squirt?
I'm more of a creamy kind of gal.
They're my favorite kind. I ain't gonna lie. I like the cream more than I like the squirt. I like my shit come out looking like a glazed donut. That's just me.
Yeah, that's more me.
That's what I'm talking about. So, and how creamy do you get?
Um, there's quite a few videos where you'll see it gets pretty. I can get pretty quite a bit.
See, so we got to say that conversation for the premium smoke room people. There you go. But, but this is the question: how do you end a solo?
So I have like a couple of little moves that I do depending on what they want. So like like the one I did yesterday. This one it has such a hot ending. Um, so it was basically just me in this like sexy little green outfit where I kind of danced around and teased, did my thing, and then at the end, after the dildo got very creamy, I held it up and kind of deep throated it a little bit and took it out and ended it that way. That was more of my,
Oh,
and I think I'm blushing now too.
so now, are we planning to go to any conventions?
I
Is the
am
fans going to
next.
see you face to face?
I am next year. Yeah, I plan on doing all the ones next year. I missed out this year. It just wasn't in the cards for me, but next year for sure.
I got a stinking suspicion that this lady going to be nominated for a win. I just have a stinking suspicion.
Oh, that's so sweet of you.
Oh no, because I'm sorry, you got it in space, babe. You got it in space. That's why
Thank
I'm
you.
surprised that you when you told me you said you had a couple of offers for boy girls. I'm not surprised. Trust me, they're gonna come after your ass. And, no, because like I said, you look and plus you're not too tattooed up. So
Yeah, no, I don't. I actually don't. It's funny. Sometimes I think I'm like the only one in the world that I have zero tattoos.
so now the last thing. You how long you been doing this?
It will be 3 years
3 years.
in
Now
November.
you have now developed a brand. You have built a brand, and
Hmm.
so far it's still evolving and building or what have you.
Yes.
So for you, because you also said with the webcamming, how big of a part is the webcamming to your brand?
It's starting to get bigger now. I actually just started really doing it consistently this past summer.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wasn't sure at first if it was going to be something that anybody was going to want to come and watch me. I'm a
Mhm.
goofball, I
Yeah.
like to get high. I dance. I'm silly,
Yeah.
Um, we talk about stuff. I'm having a blast doing it. I have so much fun. And every Friday night, um, I am for sure live at 10 o'clock. Um, and I have an absolute blast. On loyal fans, all my subscribers, it's a free show for my subscribers. And we have a ball. Like we have a blast. We keep it open for like the first hour. And then we close it down and get down and get down and dirty.
So for you, because you sound like a lady that likes the webcam, you feel me?
Yeah, I'm having such a great time doing it. It's so fun.
Yeah, because it's kind of like once again something. It just seems like everything in this damn business, y'all fuckers come in thinking it is easy and money. I hate to tell you this. Webcamming is the webcamming is the hardest way to make money.
It's hard. There was and when I first started, it would get very discouraging too, because I would just sit here for hours, an hour or two, and just have, three or four people come in the room, and it would just be like nothing is happening, nothing. Nobody wants to watch me. Nobody wants to,
Mhm.
you gotta, like anything else, especially a business, you gotta build it up, and it takes a long time. Nothing,
Yeah.
it's like anything in life. Nothing worth having is gonna come easy. You gotta work for it.
Yeah, because I think because for me, for the years that I've been in it, been around it and all that good stuff, the money is in the years getting old. That's where the money is at.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
that field.
you have to get recognized. It's great for the one-offs that come by and see you and want to, buy a video or do this or do that, but it's
Mhm.
being recognized, and the name recognition, and the that you're out there, and that you've been out there for a while, and people know who you are. It's been I've been extremely lucky, because it's only been just a little bit over 2 years, on many vids alone. I've been in the top 100 almost that whole time. I am lucky, you know what I mean? Like and not that's not to take away. I'm very good at what I do. There's no doubt in my mind. I know that for sure. But also to get I've known girls that have worked 4 or 5 years before they got to the point that I got to in
Mhm.
2 years.
Yeah.
So I'm
But
I'm
see, but
very
see, but see, the reason why you got there in less time because the way you market yourself, you're cognizant of how you
thank
look
you.
in the pictures that you post and what pictures you post. See, females, the biggest mistake y'all make is okay. Let's talk about okay. Y'all post the dildo in the coochie pic. It's not that it's the pic.
Right.
It's you didn't pick the right pick of that because people think just because you're getting a lot of likes, it's going to draw them in. No,
Yeah.
it's not going to draw them in.
Right. Likes are just likes. It doesn't translate to them coming over, to your page, or coming over and spending money on you, or coming over and, seeing what else you're doing. It just translates into a like. You're exactly right. There's times where I'm scrolling on X, and I'm just like, ooh, why did you post that one? You got to be, if you're going to build a brand, and that's my best advice, you got to be like really aware of what you're putting out there, and that's not to say, there's been pictures I've posted before that I've been like, oh my god, what the hell was I thinking when I posted that?
Yeah, because it's to the point, different outfits, different heels. You have girls that basically the whole thing is them just butt ass naked in the picture with a dildo or they're sucking a dick. And then
I think because that's what, like, I think it goes back to what we said earlier, though. A lot of people inside and outside of this business go into it and think that it's just going to be easy money. They're just going to take a couple of pictures, post a couple of of whatever pictures, and they're gonna bam be instant stars. It's a lot of work. It's from the time I get up in the morning till the time I go to bed, I am doing something. You know, I'm posting something, editing something. There's something that's always has to be done.
Yeah.
It's not a quick, easy business where you're gonna go into it and take off and get rich without busting your ass first.
Oh no. And see, that is the biggest misconception that anybody comes to this business and do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, period. Just like the girls that come in doing the kink, the kink, the fetish, the solos. I keep saying this. If you don't be creative with your shit, you're going to bore your fan base, and then you're gonna be sitting here wondering this, that, and the third. Because, like I said, there's females, yes, that make that do well, have longevity with that shit. But look at how they fucking do it. I mean,
right. You got to do it. Yeah, you got to do it the right way. You have to do it in a way that keeps it fresh, doesn't bore people, you know, when you're doing a lot of different things. So you have kind of a bigger fan base and a bigger pool of fans to come to you and see you.
Well, I'm pretty sure with this episode air, you probably have a couple females that might hit you up. You might get your collab. So, people, I've held this gorgeous, beautiful redhead up for an hour, and you know what that means. We ain't touched the surface. It's like I ain't talked to her about, ask her about any of that shit. So you know what time it is. I got to ask her the $1 million question.
Okay.
His trophy wife, Nat.
Yes, sir.
Can I call you a smoke buddy?
Yes, you can.
She say no more people. She'll be back here.
Please do.
Two times award, AVN award nominated podcast, the Smokers Lounge, and we're going to bring her a sexy outfit, and she might show off some things to loyal fans. Hi, loyal fans, to the Premium Smoke Room, my premium podcast network. I'm talking about 5 premium podcasts for you to enjoy. Special event episodes called the VIP Smoke Room. I even go live from the VIP Smoke Room on X from time to time with some ladies, you know what I'm saying? And you know what happens in the Premium Smoke Room. Yeah, the conversation gets way saucier. The tits pop out. Dildos might pop out. You don't know what pop off unless you subscribe. And all this shit that I talk, you can see my walk, people. Go to the video store where you can see my work as I give ladies the work because big dicks going to sticks. That's why they call me Big Country, baby. And for my people over on Spotify, that's right, on Spotify members, I got some stuff over there too. You can spend some money over there as well. I got first off, one of my favorite shows I've been doing, Had the Smoke on It, where you might hear some classic rants from me. And I might be doing deep dives about maybe talking about some porn stuff, politics, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. And then, of course, Savage Smoke, where I talk to the industry's top male talents and producers, and we give you that real smoke about the industry through a male's perspective, as well as over 400 episodes ranging from the Premium Smoke Room podcasts, you know what I'm saying, the different podcasts that I did over there before I moved to the Premium Smoke Room, limited podcast series, and no telling what the fuck else that's over there. So go ahead and subscribe. And if you're a Spotify member, go over to Loyal Fans, get a profile, follow me, and send me a screenshot that you already subscribe on Spotify, and I will give you a month off for free and 80% off for life. Mm-hmm. So you got an opportunity to get 2 great subscriptions, multiple content from us for less than 1 website. There you go. Now, with that being said, Miss Trophy Wife Nat, tell everybody where they can spend money on you and see your gorgeous face.
You can come see me on Loyal Fans and Many Vids and OnlyFans. And I want clips and clips for sale. Just search my name. I am the same name everywhere.
Yay. So, people, what did you smoke over? You know what I'm saying? What did
Mm-hmm.
you learn? Well, if you're gonna take something off the table, you better be so damn good that we forget that you took it off the table. Today, what you should have learned is the package counts. It's the difference between you making long term money or short term money. See, all these girls that sit here and scream they make $1 million, look at their package. It's more than mimicking their videos. It's mimicking the style, the
Yep.
thought process. You have a brand. You are the product. You is what they come to see.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to create the allure that they're and the character that they're going to enjoy. I don't want to hear, no, I'm being myself, I'm being real. No, you are more hyped up because when you get down in the bedroom, you don't get down like that. You get down when you might get a little bit more nasty than you do on camera. I get that, but you get what I'm saying. The point is that you have to package yourself as you would if you are a star, as
Mm-hmm.
if you are a celebrity. That way you ever heard a term that said act like you've been here? Well, a lot of y'all act like y'all brand new and y'all 2 years in.
That's right.
You feel me? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's more than just making money on that custom. It's more than making money with that seller that scene. Also, you would like to get sponsorship. Also, you would like to get a broader audience. You
Heck
feel
yeah.
me? You know,
Uh-huh.
the one thing that you ladies got access to that ladies in the past didn't have is the ability to take this and create a business that has multiple ways of streaming within that business.
Yes.
But
Yes.
understand, don't come in looking for the easy way of getting to the money. Because if you think that you just shoving a dildo on your coochie and you gonna make $1 million, think again. Because you wanna know why some of them girls made $1 million. That Sophie Rain made $1 million. Y'all go pay attention, look at how many referrals that motherfucker got underneath her belt. Yeah, Tiffany made a goddamn million. See, people, yeah, I know when people post how much they make, they post the behind the OnlyFans, and y'all don't pay attention to none of the statistics. Majority of them girls,
Mm-hmm.
it ain't the content that's sold, it's that live camera, them messages, and them referrals. And
Mm-hmm.
majority of the time, it's the referrals. But
Mm-hmm.
I digress. So, with that being said, you know how we end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience? If you haven't learned anything, smoke this over. Trophy wife, tell everybody good night.
Good night.
We out.